Craig, you've been teaching this since the early 70s, and there have been many meditators over this period of time that took a more conventional approach to meditation. You took a more unconventional approach to Mudra space awareness. How has this affected your life? How do you feel like things turned out a little bit differently because of this for yourself?
Well, I was there in the birthing of Trungpa Rinpoche's teachings, and I was one of the first people introduced to the formal practice of Tibetan or Vajrayana Buddhism that has 9 stages, and that you have to prepare for each stage, and you do certain preliminary practices, you develop devotion and in a sequenced manner. And actually, even though I'd been doing mudra, which has a very abrupt and process, there's no preparation at all, I actually did all these preparatory practices. But whenever I got to the heart of what those practices were about, it conjured up mudra. And I felt a longing to return to mudra. And at a certain point, I told my teacher about this experience, and he told me in a very forceful way to go out from the community, go into the world, and apply mudra principles directly, to not follow the rest of the community into its sequential patterns, which are frankly much safer, and it's a much more protected way of proceeding. And like my sister, for example, followed a more conventional path, and I see what benefit has come to her for having done that. But I didn't. I was bold, and I followed my teacher's instructions to jump out into the world. And essentially, I have been inspired by the rawness of experience that occurs when you're not part of a protected spiritual community, and that you face challenges and you have no guidelines, meditation guidelines, dharmic principles to call upon. You just have to meet experience directly and see how this gesture principle could arise. So my life has been very exploratory. It's taken me in the domains of NGOs, government, corporations. I went to the highest level. I was an advisor to Bill Gates about his philanthropy. I've been at the lowest level. I've been on food stamps, and I've had big ups and downs in my life that have allowed me to see how mudra can work in so many ways. And even though I'm an elder now, it's still very much a work in progress. And I feel like perhaps I'm just beginning to see how mudra could work at a subtle level, and how these principles could actually be properly transmitted.